Well, Dewana Bonner, you made history today, moving into third place, passing a legendary player like Tina Thompson. What does that mean to you?
The drama surrounding Caitlin Clark's return didn't just electrify the court, it flipped the entire narrative of the WNBA season. After a stretch on the sidelines and a shaky start to the year, Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever found themselves standing at a crossroads. Their record, 4 wins and 5 losses, reflected inconsistency, and next on the schedule loomed their biggest challenge yet, the undefeated New York Liberty. A team so dominant, so polished, so confident in its championship pedigree, that many assumed they'd steamroll the Fever just as they had in their last meeting. But assumptions don't win basketball games. Heart does. And that night, Caitlin Clark brought a freight train of it with her. The lights were bright inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and so were the stakes. From the tip-off, it was clear this wasn't going to be an ordinary game. Sabrina Ionescu wasted no time making her presence known, calmly draining a turnaround jumper to set the tone. It was polished, precise, a reminder that New York stars were ready to dominate. But Indiana had something else. They had number 22. They had the energy of a player who had something to prove. On her first major possession back, Caitlin Clark read the defense like a seasoned quarterback. 2 defenders swarmed her in transition. No panic. She saw Kelsey Mitchell darting baseline, and with a flick of her wrist, fired a no-look bounce pass through traffic, right on target, slicing the defense and setting the tone for the night. Then, chaos. Kennedy Burke powered through contact for an old-fashioned three-point play, reminding Indiana that New York's depth wasn't just for show. But Caitlin's response was measured and surgical. Coming off a screen, she faced a mismatch and didn't hesitate. No settling for a deep 3. Instead, she drove past Burke, floated it up, and gently banked in her first points. Message sent. She wasn't here to be passive. And when Sabrina missed a 3 over Aaliyah Boston, Clark turned defense into offense. She snatched the rebound and zipped a football-style pass down the court to Boston, who caught and finished in stride. Quarterback to wide receiver. It was the kind of pass you rewind just to believe. New York hit back. Breanna Stewart and Sabrina punished the Fever for slow rotations, reminding the world why they were undefeated. Natasha Cloud, the defensive specialist known as the Clark Stopper, picked off passes and hounded Indiana's guards, forcing early turnovers and fast break buckets. For a moment, it felt like the Liberty were about to pull away again. But then, something changed. Indiana fell behind by 11, and Clark returned to the court with fire in her eyes. What happened next defied reason. On one play, she danced with the ball in isolation against one of the league's toughest defenders. Crossover. Hesitation. Spin. And 1. It was poetry in motion. But that was just the opening verse. Seconds later, she pulled up for a deep 3. Splash. Crowd roared. Then again. Another triple. This one from the parking lot. And once more. Third straight. In less than 30 seconds, Caitlin Clark exploded for 9 points and transformed a cold gym into a boiling cauldron of noise and disbelief. Fans weren't just on their feet, they were levitating. Clark's eruption sent shockwaves through the Liberty's defense, who suddenly looked mortal. All of their schemes, traps, and rotations, useless. By the end of the first quarter, Clark had 14 points. The Fever had erased an 11-point deficit and trailed by only 2. This wasn't just a comeback. This was a takeover. As the second quarter opened, Clark continued to orchestrate like a maestro. Handoffs, bounce passes, no-look dishes, every possession ran through her hands. When the Liberty scrambled to contain her gravity, Lexi Hull buried open 3s. Kelsey Mitchell attacked closeouts. Even Aaliyah Boston, quiet through the first stretch, began to stir. Then came the disrespect. Clark found herself face-to-face with Breanna Stewart, 2-time MVP, defensive stalwart, gold medalist. Most rookies would back down. Caitlin Clark? She called for the clear-out. She wanted Stewie. She stepped back and launched another bomb. Net. Stewart could only shake her head. By halftime, the stat sheet looked like it had been forged in a video game. Caitlin had 25 points on 6 of 8 from deep, along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Indiana, behind her heroics, had dropped 56 points and led the seemingly invincible Liberty by 3. But New York was far from done. The third quarter began with a vengeance. Natasha Cloud flashed her offensive game, spinning through the lane and finishing with style. Sabrina sliced through defenders with grace, and Stewart punished Indiana's mistakes with clinical efficiency. Suddenly, it was the Fever who looked flustered. Clark was trapped. Turnovers mounted. New York surged ahead. But momentum is a tricky thing. Just when the Liberty appeared ready to run away, Kelsey Mitchell reignited Indiana with a fearless drive and an one finish. Then came a block from Boston, a loose ball, and Clark in transition again. She found Hull on the wing, bang. 3. Then another assist. Then another shot. Lexi Hull. Aaliyah Boston. Sydney Colson. They all began to hum in rhythm. And Clark? She orchestrated the entire movement. Then came the backbreaker. Off a missed Liberty free throw, Clark snatched the ball near midcourt. No hesitation. She tossed it to Boston, got it back, stepped into a deep three, good. The arena erupted. It was a 17-0 run. The Liberty, undefeated no more, looked shell-shocked. Clark added 2 more from the line. The run stretched to 19-0. And still, Indiana wasn't done. Even as Clark caught her breath on the bench, the Fever's momentum swelled. Colson knocked down another 3. Dantas joined the party. Hull buried another one from the corner. And when Clark checked back in late in the fourth, she didn't slow down. She danced past defenders. She dissected the double teams. She hit Lexi Hull on a backdoor cut for an easy 2. And when the defense collapsed again, she found Kelsey Mitchell wide open in the corner. Boom. Dagger. Indiana led by 15 with 2 minutes to go. Caitlin Clark had just handed the best team in the league their first loss of the season, and did so in overwhelming fashion. When the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard told the story. Indiana Fever 100, New York Liberty 85. It was the Fever's first 100-point game of the season, and Caitlin Clark had orchestrated every beat of it. Her final stat line: a near triple-double, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. In just 31 minutes. Kelsey Mitchell added 22. Hull had 14. Aaliyah Boston, quiet early, finished with a resounding double-double. Sydney Colson stepped up. The whole team fed off the flame lit by Clark. And for the Liberty, despite 34 points from Sabrina and 24 from Stewart, it simply wasn't enough. This game was more than an upset. It was a shift. A reminder that the future of the WNBA isn't waiting patiently in the wings. She's already here, setting the league on fire, one deep 3 at a time. For Indiana, it was a statement win. A spark that could ignite their season. Back to .500 after 10 games, but far more dangerous than their record suggests. With Clark back and the roster finding its rhythm, the Fever have officially entered the contender conversation. And if this game is any indication, the best is yet to come. If you thought this game was unforgettable, just wait for what's next. What did you think of Caitlin Clark's return performance? Was this the moment Indiana turned their season around, or just the beginning of something even bigger? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more real, in-depth WNBA breakdowns without the fluff or AI fakeouts, make sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next.